Coming up on the Saturday Scouting Reports, Arlington led at halftime, but the Rancho Verde roars back and wins in double overtime. The Murrieta Valley Nighthawks soar past Chaparral. Norco looking dangerous heading towards the playoffs. The Cougars run wild at Corona. The road to the top of the Mountain Pass League still goes through Citrus Hill. Banning and the Stuyhairston Experience remain undefeated in the Mountain Valley. Redlands East Valley back in the mix for a piece of the Citrus Belt crown. The Scouting Report is brought to you by the Gosh Auto Group, Ford Toyota Hyundai, Paradise Chevrolet Cadillac, your premier Temecula Chevrolet and Cadillac dealers serving San Diego County, Riverside County, and beyond. Hemet Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your hometown dealer. Check out their first anniversary sale. And Lake Chevrolet, we're driven to keep you satisfied. It's time to break it down. Bring your best dance moves. Mustache is optional. The show starts now.
My name's Gary
We are watching a wild finish to the high school football season. Just one more week to go in the regular season as teams continue to punch their ticket to the playoffs. I'm Pep Fernandez, and this is the HS Game Time Saturday Scouting Report. Murrieta Valley is in after a big win versus Chaparral, 41-31. The Pumas were already in. They clinched their postseason spot a week before, and they'll wrap up Southwestern League play against Vista Murrieta. Now, the Nighthawks won on Friday night, scoring 20 unanswered points in the final 6 minutes of the game. 41-31 your final. So now Murrieta Valley and Chaparral both 3-1 in league play. Andrew Blake, the big night for the Nighthawks, 267 yards through the air and 4 touchdowns. Terrence Solomon with 3 of those scores. Now a quick look at the HS Game Time rankings. Murrieta Valley checked in at number 7, Chaparral at number 4. So maybe a shakeup in the top 10. We'll see how it all shakes down this coming week in the latest HS Game Time rankings. Now let's roll to the Inland Valley League. The game of the night was between Arlington and the Rancho Verde. The Mustangs playing for a share of first place. The Lions controlled their own destiny as the only undefeated team in the IVL prior to the game. First quarter, Mustangs with the ball. Martez Duarte jars it loose. It's ruled a fumble and Arlington takes over. Later in the opening frame, the Mustangs back on offense. They give it to KESHAWN Slaughter. His teammates call him the Green-Eyed Dragon. He went for 268 yards in the ballgame. The Mustangs driving down to the red zone, now facing 4th down, and Arlington makes the stop. James Bonner and Devon Stokes in on the play. Second quarter now, Arlington gets it rolling on offense. The Old West gunslinger Wyatt Moore to Daniel Castro, bounces off a tackle, and he's coming right at you, takes it to the Rancho Verde 15-yard line. Whether you're at the sandwich shop or near the end zone, I always order the Reuben. Reuben Kelly the score, and the Lions are up 7-zip. The Mustangs were also moving the ball in the first half. They just didn't have any points to show for it. Slaughter rips off another big run. Arlington's defense making several big plays in the first half, including this Clayton Palmer interception deep in Mustangs territory, and the Lions would make them pay. I think I'll order the Reuben. Hold the sauerkraut. Reuben Kelly in for another touchdown. Great run there as Arlington built a 14-0 lead at the half. I was at the game. I had to leave, though, but never fear. Superstar sports writer Miriam Swanson captured the finish on video. So we fast forward to overtime. Now tied at 14, Arlington strikes first. Roman Holston to Lavelle Thomas for the score. Lions up 20-14. In OT, the Rancho Verde gets the chance to tie or win. Malcolm Hill in on the QB keeper. Now the extra point for the win, and it's blocked, so we keep playing. Double overtime. The Rancho Verde with the ball first. Slaughter slips in for the go-ahead score, making it 27-20. Mustangs leading. Arlington down to their final chance. 4th down. Lanier Lee, the interception to end it for the Mustangs. The Rancho Verde wins in double overtime, 27-20.
You know, a lot of the haters and naysayers, of course, wrote us off week 0, week 1 with, 18 new starters and all the other stuff. But the kids have done everything we've asked them to do. And again, they put themselves in a position with one more win to be league champs again for the 7th year in a row.
Man, it's hard. It's tough on us. It's tough. But, we came out, played hard, kept playing, kept fighting. We didn't give up. We got the win.
Over in the Sun Belt League, it all boils down to the Elsinore versus Heritage game this Friday. Both schools undefeated in league. The winner walks away with the title. It's that simple. The stunner from that league in week 9 was Temescal Canyon knocking off Paloma Valley. The Titans upended the Wildcats 21-14 in overtime. Dawson Lindemann with the game-winning touchdown for Temescal Canyon. And that leads us to our HS Game Time poll question this week. The fans got to vote, and they said of the teams on this list, Murrieta Mesa has the best chance of clinching a playoff spot. But check out Temescal Canyon. They got 14% of the vote, with the Rams leading the way with 26%. Like the Sun Belt League, the Big 8 title also comes down to the final game, Centennial versus Santiago. The battle on Rimpaw will decide who wears the Big 8 crown. Santiago played king in week number 9. Quarterback Michael Darr to Dorian Barnett for the quick strike there. The Sharks would later score on that drive. Santiago's defense bottling up the King offense and gave the Wolves little to work with. King did have a shot at the end zone here, but the Sharks' Ryan Ricard comes up with the pick. Santiago goes on to win 38-7. Next up, Centennial and the Big 8 league title. Also from the Big 8, Norco could be a very scary team to face in the playoffs. The Cougars are on a roll, especially on offense. Facing Corona, Corey Young in for the touchdown. And then it's Matthew Williams getting the call from 18 yards out. Norco on top, 14-0. Still in the first quarter, quarterback Colton Gerhardt hooks up with a big tight end. Kyle Gonzalez takes it down deep into Corona territory. That sets up Corey Young for a 12-yard touchdown jaunt. Cougars up 22-0 in the opening frame. Now we move to the second quarter. Corona cranks up the offense on the ground. Nick Gibson, when he's not throwing halfback passes for touchdowns, he's running them in. Panthers down 22-6 after the score. Still in the second, Joseph Ajibi on the carry, and he breaks free. 68 yards to the house. Norco leading 28-7. And still before halftime, Colton Gerhardt calls his own number, and he is all alone. 56 yards for another Norco touchdown, and the Cougars roll past their rival 59-16. The class of the Mountain Pass is still Citrus Hill. The Hawks will wrap up the regular season against West Valley on Friday, looking to cap off a perfect 10-0 regular season. The prep dog, John Murphy, usually prefers a lawn chair, but sitting in the press box for Citrus Hill's Week 9 meeting versus Tahquitz. A game billed as a showdown for the league title, but the Titans, they're having a great season, but the Hawks showing why they're still the team to beat. Jason Smith, the interception for Citrus Hill, down to the 1. P.J. Walker on the carry. Get in there, and the Hawks are leading 35-7. Later, Citrus Hill on offense. The snap gets away, and Tahquitz is there to ensure the big loss. The Titans looking to close the gap. Talton Tavares on the carry. Fumbles, but Tahquitz recovers for the touchdown. He's not your Torius. He's not his Torius. He's my Torius. My Torius Boyd the score. Later, Hawks with the ball. Quarterback Trevor Hodge springs free and has the great run, but the Titans knock the ball loose. And although the Hawks would recover on the play, so it's the Macho Man, James Camacho, the 27-yard field goal, 38-14, Citrus Hill on top. And how about some more Hawks defense also taking care of business? The safety, as Citrus Hill wins 47-21. Also from the Mountain Pass, San Jacinto taking on West Valley. No score in the first quarter. Mustangs with the ball. Fumble. The Tigers pounce on the rock and recover. So San Jacinto takes over. Quarterback P.J. Murrieta hooks up with Tanner Bootsma. Throws it in the spin cycle and in for the 7-zip lead. Later, San Jacinto back on offense. Murrieta looking for another touchdown strike. Lorenzo Terry for the Mustangs in the right place at the right time. The interception, and then 90 yards later, the touchdown for Terry, and we're all tied up at 7 apiece. Now early in the second quarter, Murrieta with his fancy moves fakes out our camera guy. Are you following me, camera guy? Murrieta to Malik Kimbrough, 50 yards for the touchdown. San Jacinto wins 49-27. Now it's on to the Mountain Valley League. The ball is in Banning's hands. If the Broncos beat Rim of the World this Friday, they're the champs. If the Fighting Scots get the win, they own a share of the Mountain Valley League title. Banning battled Citrus Valley in Week 9, looking to stay undefeated in league play. The Blackhawks coming off a convincing win against Rim of the World the previous week. First quarter, you know what Banning is going to do on offense. You just can't stop it. Citrus Valley's not the only one, though. It's the Sty Harrison experience for the Broncos. 85 yards to the paint, and just like that, it's 7-zip Banning on top. And when you score at Banning, it's push-ups for the cheerleaders. Drop and give me 7. Citrus Valley would respond, though. Quarterback Dalton Douglas in for the score, even in the game at 7 apiece. Still in the first quarter, Hairston breaks off another long touchdown run. Go ahead and do the math. 80 yards on this scoring scamper as Banning regains the lead 14-7. The Broncos defense also came to play. Miguel Espuro coming up with the interception. The ball is knocked loose, but Banning would recover. Once again, Blackhawks with the ball. Later, Banning's defense stepping up. Rene Sanchez the interception this time, and that would set up a field goal as Banning led 17-7. The Broncos looking to preserve the lead. Hutch Yang, the tackle for the loss. The Blackhawks would answer with a field goal before halftime, making it 17-10 at the break. It was homecoming at Banning. Who's it going to be? The royalty? Well, it's Laura and Jonathan. Congratulations, the queen and king of the Banning Kingdom. Back to the highlights. Third quarter, Citrus Valley ties the game when Taylor Smith plows into the paint, 17-all. So we move to the fourth quarter. Here's the game winner, Espero, right there. Banning wins 24-17. They're in position for a league title, and here's Hairston on his long touchdown runs.
It wasn't easy. I had to try my best, of course. Everybody tries their best. But I just had to go 100%, and if I go 100%, everybody block and do what they're supposed to do.
There's a logjam atop the Citrus Belt standings. Redlands, East Valley, and Eisenhower, all 3-1 headed into the final week of the regular season. The Terriers, who lost to Ukaipa 28-24 in Week 9, will take on Ike on Thursday. Rev will finish the league season at KESHAWN on Friday. The Wildcats taking on Eisenhower in Week 9. And how do you know it's a big game? Well, it's Bernie in the house from the Inland Empire 66ers. First quarter, Rev with the ball. Quarterback Levi Plant tucks it away, and he takes off. Nice run by Plant to get the chains moving for the Wildcats. Same drive, Rev going to the air. Plant connects with Anthony Perez for the big gain, and that would lead to this. Plant to Malik Lovett. You gotta love it. Rev up 7-0 after the touchdown. The Wildcats defense also came to play. Trey Oliphant, the pick six. Rev with a strong start early on against Ike. The Eagles, they've got a good one, though, at Trevin Island with this great run for Ike, but the Eagles would come up empty on the drive. Later, it's Ike punting. Mark Nielsen, the block party for Rev. Perez is there for the score, and the Wildcats go on to win by a final score of 28-7. With Norta Vista atop the River Valley League, current second-place teams Moreno Valley and La Sierra will duke it out in Week 10. The Eagles are coming off a win versus Ramona. The Rams searching for their first win of the season. Pick it up in the second quarter. Eagles driving. Quarterback Derek Cruz calls his own number. Cruz in cruise control and picks up the first down. Later on that drive, it's Cruz again. Get in there. La Sierra takes a 14-0 lead. Later in the second, La Sierra with the ball once again, but Ramona's Cody Ludwig comes up with the interception and gives the Rams great field position. Ramona would capitalize. Malcolm Ballard on the carry. The ball squirts loose, but it's a touchdown. Rams on the board, trailing 14-7. On the ensuing drive for the Eagles, the Ramona defense comes up big again. Jalen Leonard forces the fumble, and the Rams are there to recover. Tempers flaring at the end of this play. A little pushing, but nothing serious. So Ramona takes over, and the Rams make them pay. Quarterback Damon Mays to Mo Smotherman. We're all tied up at 14, heading into halftime. Third quarter, La Sierra wasted little time to march down the field and punch in a touchdown. Jonathan McCoy in for the score. Eagles up 22-14 after the two-point conversion. The Eagles defense would bottle up Ramona in the second half. Aquari Eddington, the tackle for the loss. Fourth quarter now, the Rams offense providing this play of the week. Mays to Smotherman. The pass is tipped, but Smotherman stays with it, and the ball falls in his lap for the catch. Great play by Smotherman to come down with it. Later in the fourth, the real McCoy going 53 yards on this scoring run, his third touchdown of the game as La Sierra denies Ramona its first win of the season, 28-14, your final score. And check out the Monday Morning Pep Rally show for more on Ramona's Ralph Zamora, who's playing football for the Rams despite missing part of his left arm. Some hard decisions to make this time around, but it's time to unveil the player and the play of the week.
Player of the week.
We're giving it to the green-eyed dragon, the Rancho Verde's KESHAWN Slaughter, 268 yards on the ground, including the game-winning touchdown in double overtime against Arlington. The Mustangs are in the mix for Inland Valley League supremacy thanks to KESHAWN Slaughter, the HS Game Time Scouting Report's Player of the Week.
Play of the week.
Rewind to Ramona. Mo Smotherman making this great catch. The ball somehow falls between three La Sierra Eagles, and there's Smotherman. I got this. It's the HS Game Time Scouting Report Play of. One more week, and then it's playoffs. We'll be back next Saturday to crown league champions and get you ready for CIF. I'm Pep Fernandez, and thanks for watching the HS Game Time Saturday Scouting Reports.